play with these adorable ribbons today because they go perfectly together. And what's happening here is we've got this cute little bee and honeycomb mixed with this adorable kind of a, I don't know what to call this, saffron, just a really pretty daffodil, gorgeous muted yellow. And the combination works perfect for the bow we're going to make today. So I'm going to show you how to do that step by step. You have to decide, do you want the bees to be the primary focus, or would you like the color to be the pop? And I know for our particular project, we're going to use the bees. Put my bow maker on, and I'm going to start off with about a 20-inch tail. So I'm going to measure this down, and I just like to cut that at an angle. And we're going to add that in here at 20 inches. So this is 16ths, just a little bit longer to the end is 20. And come to the middle and twist. Now, my turns here to make my loops are going to be out at 5.5, so not really huge. 5.5. I'm going to flip it back over and make my loop. Okay. Now see how I keep it nice and loopy? That's really, really, really important. So 5.5 over here, and twist, right hand forward, left hand back, and we're going to do that 3 exactly the same on either side. So this is just a really nice tight bow. We're not out really loopy. 3 on every side. So I take my left hand, I bring it back over here, and I twist. Now I'm going to separate these all out. Same thing here, load it back up. But now I'm done with my loops on either side, so what I'm going to do is scrunch it down. Scrunch it down and space these out. Okay, already this is an adorable bow, and you could just stop right here. You could just stop right here. It's so stinking cute. So depending how many layers you want and how you want to layer up your bow, you can definitely take time to change and add more or do less. Either one works. So now you kind of break up that pattern with the solid. So that's why I'm picking out the yellow, because the yellow has got that pretty color that's in the honeycomb. All right, take and cut that at an angle, just like that. And you guys, let me know if you've created any bows yet this year in the comments. Let me know if you're wanting to learn more, if you'd like to see more videos on bows. I will be happy to help, but just tell me what you're looking for. 5, if there's a certain pattern or look, we'll see if we can accommodate you. 5 inches here and twist. Okay, hold that hand on top, and I'm going to come back to the other side. Twist, just like that, and then 1 more at the top. So now we decrease to 2 loops. So we started out with 3, and we did 2 now. And they're still very loopy. There's still a lot of motion in there. They're not flat. We're going to cut down here. And then we're ready to do 1 more, bringing back the pattern from the back. That's always a winning recipe, so never be afraid to do that. Take the pattern from the back and bring it to the front, no matter what patterns you're using. Okay, so I cut that at an angle to match the angle cuts on that side. Bring it in, and I'm layering this up. So a longer, shorter, a little shorter. Just layering that tail right up. That makes a really pretty, neat finish. Now we're going to be at 4.5. So I'm down an inch from where I started, okay? 5.5 down to 4.5 by the time I got done. And scrunch. So 1 twist when you're going to the other side, and 1 scrunch. Okay? Now take and trim that one off. And it's time to go ahead and take it off the bow maker. And sometimes this is where people struggle the most. So we're going to go really slow and make it easy, easy, easy. Okay, so I'm going to take my cable tie and run it right next to the dowels. Okay, and you can put a wire also, but I prefer cable ties that you will learn to like them over time. It took a little transition, but they can get so much tighter than a wire can, and they're easy on your hands eventually. So that's not quite in the center because it was off to the sides. Just wiggle that off just a little bit, and then rotate that back, okay? Now you got this nice bow here, but it's not really, it's kind of squished. Okay, so if your bows, you lay out the loops all pretty and you get to this point and you're frustrated that it's squished, that's because you need to separate the loops now before you get it tight. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to take and separate them. And you see where the back loops get separated by the middle loops. And we just build build it up from the back to the front. And even the tails, bring the tails down before you get it tight. And that'll keep the tails from really flying out. Okay, you're all happy, your bow's looking amazing. Now I want to take and put a cable tie in the back, because that's how we'll attach it to the back of, well, to our project when we put it in. Not to the back, but to the front of our project. Super, super tight. Cut that off. And you've got the cutest bow here. And you do not have to come in and cover the center, but I usually do, just in case. I am methodical about my finishing details to pieces, because in our design school class where I teach people how to make beautiful pieces, if you want to sell your work, you've got to have the details. You've got to have it finished so you can command a higher dollar value. Your pieces will look more finished. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking a little strip of whichever ribbon I choose to go in the middle, and the solid is kind of a no-brainer in this particular design, and just fold it up and get a nice little narrow piece, and you can control how narrow, whatever you prefer, and then that's going to neatly finish out the center, and it's going to be really classy looking. See how clean and nice it looks? It looks just so clean. Now 2 knots back here, preferably if you can get it, 1 and 2, bada bing, bada boom. Trim that off. Okay, and you have a little knot back there, and you can wiggle that around however you want to. But look how pretty it came out. Isn't that adorable? Okay, Bloomerinos, I can't wait to see yours.